So you're scrolling through Shopify themes and you see one for $340. And you have to wonder, can a theme really be worth that much? Can it actually make you more money? Well, today we're going to find out. We are diving deep into the Empire theme. We're talking performance, features, the whole shebang to get to the bottom of it. Yep, $340. That's not a subscription, it's a one-time payment. But still, for any business, especially if you're just trying to get off the ground, that's a serious chunk of change. So the stakes are pretty high, right? You got to know it's going to pay off. So, is it truly worth the price? Is this the right move for your store? That's the big question, and that's exactly what we're here to figure out today. We're going to dig into the data, look at the features, and give you a straight answer. All right, let's dive in. To answer this $340 question, we've got to start with the basics. What exactly is the Empire theme supposed to be? Okay, so the folks over at Pixel Union, the creators, they were very clear about who this is for. They built Empire from the ground up for stores with huge product catalogs. The whole idea is to give you that familiar, efficient Amazon-style experience, where you can find anything and find it fast. It's made for businesses juggling massive, maybe even pretty complex inventories. So, let's break it down real quick. The good stuff? You get that killer Amazon vibe, a search that actually works, and some seriously powerful filtering. The not so good? Well, there's that price tag, obviously. And honestly, the design is functional. It's very no frills, which might not be the look you're going for if your brand has a really strong visual personality. No, look, all the features in the world don't mean a thing if your store takes forever to load, right? It's an absolute deal breaker. So that's where we have to start our investigation, the need for speed. I mean it. A slow store is a silent business killer. Your customers will just leave, Google will rank you lower, it tanks everything. So we didn't mess around. We took all of Empire's official demo stores and ran them straight through Google's page speed insights to see what's really under the hood. And here are the results. We tested all 4 of the different styles that come with Empire. And what's kind of wild is that the scores are a bit all over the map. Take the main Empire style, for example. It clocked in at 58 on mobile and 78 on desktop. Now, that might not sound like a perfect 100, but for a theme that's struggling so many features, that's actually a pretty solid baseline to start from. But check this out. This is where it gets interesting. The Depot style is an absolute rocket on desktop, hitting an 89. But the main Empire style, the one we just talked about, is actually faster on mobile. What does that tell you? It proves that how you lay out your store makes a huge difference, especially on mobile. And let's be real, that's where most of your shoppers are these days. So, what's the final word on speed? Look, it's not going to be the fastest theme on the planet. You'd need a super minimalist theme for that. But getting a mobile score in the high 50s with all these dynamic features built in, that is a very respectable starting point. It's a solid foundation you can definitely build a fast, reliable store on. All right, so the speed checks out. It's solid. Now, let's get into the good stuff, the features that really make Empire a powerhouse for stores with a ton of products. Okay, first up is what I think is its most powerful feature, advanced product filtering. If you have hundreds or even thousands of products, this is an absolute game changer. It's the difference between a customer getting overwhelmed and leaving versus them drilling down to find exactly what they want in just a few clicks. And you know what that means? More sales. Oh, and bonus, a good filtering app can cost you $50 a month, easy. This is built right in. Now, setting this up does take a little bit of planning. The key is your product tags. You have to be consistent. So you'd use a system like brand_Nike or color_blue. Once you've got that organized, the rest is easy. You literally just flip a switch in the theme settings, pick how you want it to look, and you are off to the races. Next on the list, that live search we talked about. It's just like you see on Amazon. Someone starts typing, and bam, product suggestions, even with little images, pop up right away. It makes finding things so much faster. And when you pair that with big, customizable mega menus, even a crazy complex store can feel super simple to get around in. Think about it. When you land on a site with thousands of products, what's the first thing you look for? The search bar. It's your lifeline. A good one keeps people on your site, and a bad one sends them straight to your competition. It's really that simple. And finally, let's talk about checkout. Empire is all about removing friction. They've got a quick buy button so you can add something to your cart right from the category page. No extra clicks. Then this slick little slide-out cart appears so you can see what you've got without being yanked away to a different page. It's all about making the path to purchase as smooth as possible, which is huge for cutting down on abandoned carts. Okay, so the features sound great on paper, but how does this all work in the real world? Let's take a look at some actual stores using Empire right now. Okay, we've got three totally different examples here. First, there's True Outlet. They sell B2B stuff like giant commercial refrigerators and all the little parts that go with them. They use Empire's mega menus to make sense of a super technical catalog, so a repair person can find the exact screw they need. Then you have All Tech Store for specialized farming equipment. They use those big visual tiles on the homepage to guide farmers right to the product category they need. And finally, the Modern Shop. They sell gorgeous high-end furniture. For them, it's all about the filtering. A customer can sort by designer, by wood type, by price, anything really to find that one perfect piece. Okay, we've seen the speed tests, we've walked through the core features, and we've looked at real stores getting real results. It's time to put it all together. Let's get to the final verdict. To really understand where Empire fits, you have to see it next to other popular themes. Take something like Prestige. That's for brands that want a very editorial, high-fashion feel. Or Impulse, which is perfect for trendy brands that do a lot of flash sales. But Empire? It's not trying to be either of those. Its mission is crystal clear. If your main problem is a massive, unwieldy product catalog, Empire's filtering and search make it the undisputed champ. It just solves that one problem better than anyone else. So, let's make this super simple. Here's the bottom line. Is Empire worth it for you? Yes, it is an absolute no-brainer if you have a large inventory and you care more about function and conversion than a super artsy design. But if you're just starting out, you only have a handful of products, or that $340 is a real stretch for your budget, then no, you should probably look at some alternatives. There are other great themes that will serve you better. And one last super important thing to remember. We need to talk about the total cost of ownership. See, the theme itself is a one-time fee, but a real high-volume store needs more than just a theme. You're going to need apps for product reviews, for loyalty programs, you name it. And those are almost always monthly subscriptions, so you've got to factor those into your budget. This chart really paints the picture. That $340 is your down payment. It's the foundation you're building on. But on top of that, you should probably plan on spending anywhere from, say, $30 to $80 every single month, maybe more, for those essential apps that give your customers the full experience they expect. So this brings us back to our big question, but maybe we should phrase it a little differently. Is a theme like this just another expense on your list, or is it an investment in your store's future? For the right kind of business, one with a big catalog and big ambitions, it's absolutely an investment. So the real question you need to ask yourself is, what kind of foundation does your business need to build on?